Here's some bad news for the people in your life who join the college basketball season during the second week of March, pick the top seeds to win almost every game and somehow walk away with office pool bragging rights. Most of 2017-18's best teams have been exceptionally bad at sticking to the script. After a regular season that featured top 5 upsets on a weekly basis and left almost every team with at least one truly head-scratching loss, chalk would qualify as a surprise outcome in this year's NCAA tournament. The 3 days between Selection Sunday and Round 1 coincide with a swell of public momentum in favor of the No. 11 and 12 seeds in best position to pull off opening weekend upsets, but that focus tends to distract from the upper echelon teams that leave us genuinely stunned when they bow out before the end of the first weekend. If it were at all easy to see those losses coming, the favorites wouldn't be seeded high enough to enable the matchup. Still, a handful of teams that earned top 4 seeds in their respective regions reside in the danger zone, with some fatal flaw, nightmare matchup or bad karma looming that could thwart their Sweet 16 hopes. They may not get bounced in the first round, at least not all of them, but think long and hard before hitching your wagon to any of these 6 squads for a deep March run. The Tigers limped to a share of the SEC title, losing 3 of their final 5 regular season games before falling victim to the Colin Sexton show in their SEC tournament opener against Alabama. That put a damper on a campaign in which head coach Bruce Pearl lit up the SEC with a relentless, 3-heavy offense run by a small ball lineup born out of the school's decision to sideline sophomore front court contributors D'Angelo Purifoy and Austin Wiley in the wake of the FBI's findings against former assistant coach Chuck Person. When Anferny McLemore, another sophomore forward, was lost for the year with a dislocated ankle in mid-February, that rotation got critically thin, putting the Tigers on level pegging with the undersized teams standing in their way. Both College of Charleston, which took care of the ball better than anyone in the Colonial, and potential second-round opponent Clemson, which plays relentless interior defense despite not having a player over 6 feet 9 inches, could stop the short-handed Tigers short of a measuring stick Sweet 16 game against top-seeded Kansas. Super freshman DeAndre Ayton heads into the tournament on a high after raising his game to a terrifying level in the Pac-12 tournament, finishing with 32 points and double-digit rebounds in each of Arizona's final 2 games. But with a piece of net tied to his hat, Ayton was comfortable enough to reveal that nerves factored into his quiet 10-point night in the Wildcats' win over Colorado to start the tournament, an admission that highlights how risky it can be to bank on blue-chip freshmen driving the bus this time of year. Arizona opens with Buffalo, which sits 7th in the nation with 84.8 points per game and will be eager to try its hand at a Pac-12 track meet. The Bulls don't have the size or talent to contain Ayton inside without some good fortune, but Kentucky, a potential second-round foe as the No. 5 seed, and Virginia, the number 1 overall seed that could be waiting in the Sweet 16, do. Sean Miller's group may be hotter than any other team listed here, but being dropped into a region where defense and toughness are expected to reign was a less than ideal outcome. For a team that lost 4 times, stayed in the AP top 10 all year and has a coach whose consistency come tournament time remains a trusted meme despite 2 first-weekend exits in 2 years, Michigan State has not always inspired confidence in the past month. The Spartans have the 3rd best scoring margin in the nation, 16.2 points, but had some close shaves late in Big Ten play, including dicey wins at home against Rutgers and at Indiana, Iowa, Northwestern and Wisconsin, and then couldn't muster an adequate response when Michigan went on a second-half run in the Big Ten tourney semifinals. The Spartans still rebound like crazy, shoot the 3 better than almost anyone in the country, they sit 5th in the nation at 41.3% from deep, and boast 2 lottery pick candidates in freshman Jaren Jackson Jr. and sophomore Miles Bridges, but they've landed a dangerous draw for a top seed that likes to play with its food. Up first is No. 14 seed Bucknell, which won the Patriot League by 4 games on the strength of an upperclassman-rich rotation and pulled off back-to-back first-round wins in 2005 Kansas and 2006 Arkansas. For all their flaws, potential second-round opponents TCU and Arizona State both spent time in the top 10 around the holidays. And a Champions Classic rematch with Duke looms in the Sweet 16. After grabbing everyone's attention by knocking off Kansas in Lawrence and edging West Virginia when the Mountaineers were ranked No. 2, the Red Raiders came back to earth down the stretch with a 4-game losing streak to land a No. 3 seed and a date with 2016 tournament darlings Stephen F. Austin. Star senior Keenan Evans enters the tournament at less than 100% after mid-February turf toe issues, and Texas Tech's ability to support its stellar defense with offensive production takes a big hit when Evans isn't right. The Red Raiders do get to play their first 2 games in Dallas, just a 5-hour drive away from home, but they will have to limit some tricky, streaky offenses to make it to Boston. Why is everyone so down on the Musketeers, which ESPN's Basketball Power Index rates as the 3rd weakest 1 seed in the past 10 years? One answer lies in KenPalm.com's luck metric, where Xavier tops all Power Conference teams with a .109 deviation from its expected winning percentage based on its game-to-game efficiencies. The Musketeers have won a handful of close games against lesser